Uba Duba, rock and roll. Good afternoon, everybody. It's me, the media guy, and today I'm going to be doing a second look review of Rockin' with Judy Jetson. Yes, I previously covered this movie before a few months ago, which was one of my birthday presents. And I decided, why not just do a second look, aka revisit edition of this movie? Now, if you guys saw my original review of this movie a few months ago, I assume you guys already know what this movie is all about, if you're a fan of the Jetsons. But just in case you guys need a bit of a recap or a reminder about what this movie is all about, which, to be fair, I wouldn't blame you for needing a little recap, have no fear, there's a description on the back of the DVD. Yeah, sorry about that. Dry throat. In the future, rock and roll will never die, especially not on Judy Jetson's watch. Despite her father George's disapproval, Judy Jetson is totally into Sky Rocker, the biggest intergalactic rock star around. But when Teen Icon announces a surprise concert, Judy writes a super awesome song and sends it to him. And oops, the song is accidentally switched with an evil magic message from the music-hating witch Felonia Funk. Which, first of all, man, what a wacky name for a villain who wants to take over the world. But hey, most villains bound to have wacky names at some point. Yeah, sorry about the coughing again. Just ignore it. But for Judy, then Felonia goes on one diabolical step further. She kidnaps Sky Rocker. What a buzzkill. But don't freak out. Judy and her friends, along with brother Elroy, family dog Astro, and music-loving aliens named Zoomies, set out to save Sky themselves. Is Judy the coolest space-age teenage cartoon star ever? With songs like Glee Globe, Jupiter Jump, Rockin' Around the Galaxy, Shooting Star, and Surfing in Space. The feature-length animated Rockin' with Judy Jetson is a tunefully fun blast not to be surpassed. So after giving this its revisit edition / second look treatment again, I'm actually glad that Rockin' with Judy Jetson is still a fun movie, since this is part of the Hanna-Barbera Superstars 10 movie series. It does have some decent animation and it does have a good plot with a beginning, middle, and end. The Jetsons are still recognizable, since there will be a live-action movie starring Jim Carrey around next year. And I gotta admit, the songs are quite catchy though. Like Glee Glory Zimma Zamba Da Da Do. I have a feeling that's what most people would recognize this movie from, mainly from the song. I mean, this is almost like the type of song. The musical numbers are like the kind Gentlemen of Holograms, or Josie and the Pussycats, or Jabba Jaw would sing. Although, to be fair, even those guys would think that those songs are a bit too goofy. And yeah, I know this movie can get a little bit goofy at times. It might drag on a little bit, especially with some of the chase scenes. But I'm not gonna make a big fuss about it. The Jetsons still get themselves into a lot of crazy shenanigans. So like I said in my original review of this movie, it is pretty cool that Judy Jetson herself has big dreams of becoming a famous rock star and get to perform with her dreamboat Sky Rocker, whose real name is Billy Booster. I guess he was sort of. I guess that's his real name. I gotta admit, the design of the villain, Felonia Funk, is really something. I mean, she's kind of like a futuristic version of the Wicked Witch of the West from The Wizard of Oz. Or probably Eric Raymond from Gemini Holograms. Okay, think of the Wicked Witch of the West from The Wizard of Oz and Eric Raymond from Gemini Holograms mixed into a blender and get Felonia Funk. Yeah, which is her right here. And yes, I know it's kind of weird for me to compare her. I know it's weird for me to compare her with Eric Raymond and the Wicked Witch of the West. But hey, I'm just taking a wild guess here. And I'm not sure if I already said this before in my original review. I probably didn't, but hey, better late than never. I mean, just look at her design. She does seem to be like the type of villain who wants to take over the universe. And this might be my opinion, but she almost looks like a rejected Star Wars villain. And I think I might have said this before in my original review, but just in case I haven't, this feels like a true love letter to old school 1980s music. Since, well, the Jetsons did get a revival series around the mid-1980s, followed by two made-for-TV movies, The Flintstones and Meet the Jetsons, and Rockin' with Judy Jetson. And they even had a theatrical film that will come out 2 years later. And yes, I don't know if I also said this before or not, but if you guys are fans of the Jetsons, then you'll probably know that Judy is voiced by the late Janet Waldo, who isn't a stranger to Hanna-Barbera. I mean, well, if you guys are like big fans of like old school Hanna-Barbera cartoons, you know that she's the original voice of Josie McCoy from Josie and the Pussycats, as well as the original voice of Penelope Pitstop from, well, The Perils of Penelope Pitstop, and Wacky Races. Although I have a feeling I assume you guys knew that already. It is cool to see Judy get into all sorts of magic, all sorts of crazy shenanigans. And it is pretty cool that she gets to team up with the Zoomies to help take down Felonia Funk and save rock and roll music throughout the universe. Talk about a true hero of rock and roll. Imagine if the Blues Brothers or Elvis Presley went through something similar like this. I mean, yeah, it probably would have been too goofy, even for Elvis Presley and the Blues Brothers. But I'm just saying. I'm guessing that I honestly think that this is still a fun movie, because I did mention a few minutes ago that it's meant to be like a tribute to 1980s music nostalgia. And to be fair, I probably wouldn't blame Judy for meeting Sky Rocker in person, because I guess you can honestly tell that she has a bit of a crush on him. Sorry for the stuttering. And who can blame her? Somehow that seems to be Judy's thing, finding the right guy of her dreams. Boy, talk about having a wacky love life, if you know what I mean. Yeah. And I the Zoomies are quite cute little critters. They're more of the peaceful alien species who who probably don't want to fight, but really into rock and roll music. Heck, even when even their leader has a saxophone. I mean, to be fair, I never heard of an alien who plays the saxophone, but hey, we all gotta expect something, even in a cartoon like this. And even though some people might have their own opinion on this movie about how it may not be perfect and it could get a little bit corny at times, I can still have a good time with just how wacky this movie is. I also like how Judy and her friends were being chased by felonious hench aliens, and it'll be up to Elroy, Astro, George, and some classmates of Judy's to save the day in a wacky outer space car chase, which actually got a little bit of a chuckle out of me. They even then did the running through doors gag when they enter some kind of intergalactic forest or something. I mean, if you guys saw that scene in the movie, you pretty much know what I'm talking about. I mean, I know it probably doesn't count as doing a Scooby-Doo doors gag, but I'm just saying. So anyways, it is nice that I gave this movie its Revisit Edition treatment, because that's how wonderful this movie is. Even if you guys have your own thoughts on it. So I'll give this movie 5 outer space saxophones out of 5. Wait, better make that 6 outer space saxophones out of 6. So thank you guys so much for checking out this Revisit Edition review of Rockin' with Judy Jetson. Jetson. I'm sorry, I couldn't resist. And what do you guys think about this Revisit Edition review? Just let me know down in the comments below.